Hi everyone, welcome back with me, Nabila Putri Alifa. We are talking about what? We are talking about one of the most insane chapters in history, the Opium Wars. Are you interested? This isn't just a war, it's a story about tea, greed, and a drug that took down an empire. Okay, so let's explain the scene. In the 1800s, Britain was obsessed with Chinese tea, but they were spending all their silver on it. It was like massive trade deficit. To fix this, Britain started acting like a drug cartel. They grew opium in India and smuggled it into China. Soon, millions of China people were addicted. Imagine, guys, a whole country becoming a zombie nation because of this. Next. Okay, the Chinese emperor had enough. He sent a guy named Lin Shizhu to Guangzhou. Lin was like the ultimate super cop, is arrested $100 in just 1 month. Okay, he even wrote a letter to Queen Victoria basically saying you don't allow opium in your own country, so why are you dumping here? Of course, she never replied. So Lin took action. He seized 1,000 tons of opium and destroyed it. He even offered tea as a reward for those who surrendered their dogs. But this movie made the British merchants furious because they lost millions of dollars. Okay, and next, you know that devil ship and war magic? Okay, then came the spark. A Chinese farmer named Lin Weishi was killed by drunk British sailors. Britain refused to hand over the suspect, and boom, was started. But here's the thing, the technology gap was scary. You know, the British had the names is iron steamship that the Chinese called the devil ship. Devil ship. There's a wild detail in the video on the point, and I think a Chinese general named Yang Fang actually tried to use battle magic to stop the British spoiler alert. It didn't work. Okay. Powerful. The British cannons were just too powerful. They captured Shanghai and threatened the ancient capital Nanjing. Okay. We are next in Second War, the Burning Palace. After the First War, China had to give up Hong Kong, pay $20 million in silvers, but Britain and France wanted more. They started the Second Opium War in 1856. Yes. This time I think it got personal, I guess. They marched into Beijing. I think that. In 1860, the Anglo-French forces did something unforgettable. They looted and burned down Imperial Summer Palace. It was a masterpiece of art and architecture. Yes, architecture gone in flame. The emperor actually fled the city in year by the end. China was forced to legalize opium law, freedom of religion, and give away even more land. How do you think about that, guys? I don't know, but it's so interesting. How do you think about that, guys? Okay, we are next in last. Yes, it's the last. The century of humiliation. This era is known in China as the century of humiliation. The Qing dynasty. In this era, known in China as the century of humiliation, the Qing dynasty never really recovered. The Qing dynasty never really recovered and eventually collapsed about, I think, 50 years later. Opium continued to haunt China until the mid 20th century. It's a crazy reminder how far countries will go for profit. Hong Kong was finally returned in 1997, but the scars of this war still affect politics today. So what do you think? Was Britain just protecting trade, or were they world's biggest drug dealers back then? What do you think, guys? Okay, that's it about with me. That's it for today. I'm Nabila Buchalifa. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see ya. Bye bye.